Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball on Cardinals TV is powered by MLB. It's a hot one at Busch Stadium, where the Cardinals and Reds meet in the third final and rubber game of our three-game series. Let's see if the Redbirds can make it 2 in a row over the Redlegs today. Hi again, everybody. Chip and Brad are with you. Jim Hayes handling the heat down by the Cardinals dugout, and that's a big story. Heat index of 120 degrees for Game 3.
Yeah, look, it's going to be hot. The guys are ready for it, though. They've hydrated. They've been planning for this for a couple of days, and hopefully the offense can stay as hot as it was, and the pitching, a great combination in that ball game yesterday.
Yeah, 2 very well-started games for the Cardinals. Let's go back to Game 1, and Dustin May, both he and the Redbirds needed an outing like he gave us Friday night.
No question. Look, Dustin May, physically, he has been feeling great, and he was showing it off Friday against the Reds. 6 strong, only gave up 1 run, 1 walk, struck out 8. And when you talk about strikeouts, Andre Palante, he was racking them up as well. He had it all going. The knuckle curve and the slider combo, Chip, as good as we've seen it all year, effectively using his fastball to both sides of the plate. A dominant performance through 7 for Andre Palante.
Dominant's a great way to describe what Kyle Leahy's done in his last 5 starts, Brad. He's our Hyundai in the driver's seat.
If you like a sub-1 ERA, a sub-1 whip, this guy, again, the key with Kyle Leahy, first of all, he's spotting with a little bit of everything, but then he's using that whole arsenal of his. He's been on the attack, and we've seen him, Chip, get better and better throughout the season. And speaking of the arsenal for Kyle Leahy, how has it changed? Well, he is throwing everything a little bit more, backed off of some of the fastball usage, but the key is when you look at that, you don't know what's coming. As a member of the opposition, he can use any of these pitches in any count.
Well, hopefully he will be well supported by the Cardinals offense. As Brad said, a 6-run 6th inning. The big story in Game 2. Yes, the bats have awakened. Danny and Ricky will talk about the Redbirds offense in Game 2 of our series as we get you set for a hot day of baseball here at Busch Stadium.
Welcome back to Busch Stadium. Just under 10 minutes until first pitch. Kids Sunday at the ballpark. Those hats are so cool. I got to get my hands on a couple of those. But the ballpark is filled. You can go get whatever you want made with Mr. Balloon Man. I don't know his title, but I'm going to have to learn that. Pretty awesome here, though. Busy day at the ballpark. Thanks for joining us pregame before we get you set for first pitch. Cards and Reds series finale today. The Cardinals look to win it. Kyle Leahy gets the start, looking to have another really good one from him. But the offense is where I want to focus here. Alec Burleson in particular. Last night's a 6-run 6th inning. We know that. J.J. Weatherholt with the patience leads things off, works a leadoff walk. And then Burley. That swing is so pretty. He's been so good against lefties since July 37 for 28 with 3 extra base hits. Why do I tell you that? He only had 3 extra base hits prior to that all season long. He's hitting .407 right now against them. So he's been such a catalyst for the Cardinals. But that 6-run inning, a big deal. Everybody finding a way to get on, passing the baton, and then at the end, Nathan Church with a sacrifice bunt to make it 7-0. And you look at those moments right here, gets the bat down and lays it perfectly to bring in another run. But it's Alec Burleson that has been working tirelessly right now. You see him pregame, not only to be excellent against right-handed pitching as he should, but facing those lefties, bringing his average up. It takes a lot of work to do that. So it's been awesome to see the fruits of his labor coming up on a good note. Big weekend here against the Reds and Hall of Fame weekend up in Cooperstown, New York. Coming up, more on that on Cardinals TV.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you by Central Bank, the hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. Visit cardinalschecking.com and buy your quality Ford dealers Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks. For 48 years, baseball's big stories taking place in Cooperstown this weekend. And St. Louis and Joe Buck earned the Ford Frick Award. Here were some of his comments on his Cooperstown induction yesterday.
My Cardinals. Yes, I said that. My Cardinals winning in 2006 and again in 2011 when I got to tip my cap to my dad and use his line from 20 years earlier. And then a few years later, 108 years after they had last won the World Series, this St. Louis kid got to scream that the Cubs had finally won it all into a microphone. Am I lucky? Yes, I am.
And we're all lucky to know and have had a chance to work with the great Joe Buck. He and his dad, the first father-son duo to earn the Ford Frick Award, and 3 more inductees go in today.
Yeah, really special day. It was a great speech, as expected by Joe Buck, and a special day coming for Carlos Beltran, Andruw Jones, and Jeff Kent heading in, all deserving, and what a career it's been for all of them, but certainly for Carlos Beltran with the Cardinals connections.
Yeah, 61 homers in 2 seasons with the Cardinals. Beltran, a well-traveled player because he was a great player, Brad, and we're told an even better person.
Yeah, look, a great presence to have around, a guy that would obviously rise to the occasion, a fantastic postseason performer in general, certainly with the Cardinals, and one to remember and one to enshrine in Cooperstown.
Yeah, not a coincidence that a man like Beltran played in 65 postseason games because he was good. He was a glue player for a lot of terrific big league clubs.
Well, you see it all the time. Guys that will have regular season success but doesn't carry over into October. Was not the case for Carlos Beltran. A ton of huge moments. Obviously another moment that Cardinal fans remember, but what a performer. Just overall so excited for him.
Congratulations, Carlos Beltran, Andruw Jones, and Jeff Kent. They joined baseball immortality in Cooperstown today. Speaking of today, it's a red-hot day in St. Louis. It's the rubber game between the Cardinals and Cincinnati, and first pitch is right around the corner.
We've all been.
Another big Central Division showdown between the Cardinals and the Reds here in St. Louis, and that last number tells you all you need to know about late July at Busch Stadium.
Yeah, whatever you do, if you're playing, don't look at that last number. They don't have that one up anywhere. Going to be a steamy one here at Busch Stadium.
And Kyle Leahy, Jim Hayes has the start today for the Redbirds. He's on a terrific roll.
Kyle Leahy has gotten better and better with each start. The process from going to bullpen to the starting rotation takes time and a lot of work. And Kyle says he feels like he's a different pitcher now.
I don't even really remember who I was then. I feel like I've learned so much. I feel like just more of what I don't know, it sounds like more of what I expected out of myself. Like it's been a lot of work to like get my body used to everything, get used to the routine, so many little things of timing of when to eat, how much sleep, this and that, all the things have got slightly better every single start, and I think I just want to keep improving them.
Leahy has allowed 2 runs over his last 5 starts. Chip, I would say the process is working for him.
It is. It's kind of the way baseball used to work, right, Jim and Brad? 40 years ago, men learned how to pitch in the major leagues in the bullpen. If the stuff translated to a starting role, that's where they ended up. And maybe that's going to be the end story for Kyle Leahy, who's been brilliant over the last 5 starts.
No, he certainly has, and I love the way that he's breaking it down. This recent success, this is what he's expected of himself, but it takes some trials, it takes some tribulations, it takes figuring out what your routine looks like to get here. But you look at the numbers over 19 starts, been incredibly consistent. As you mentioned, the last 5 starts, he's been outstanding. A 0.71 ERA. Take a look at the pitch arsenal again for Kyle Leahy. 4-seam curve, slider, sinker, changeup, sweeper. That 6-pitch mix. Obviously, why the Cardinals really wanted to see him in the rotation. A guy that started in college, started in the minor leagues, and now is getting a real run at it here in 2026.
Well, hopefully he can work efficiently and use the Cardinals' infield defense, which has been excellent in this series. Blaze Jordan, Mason Wynn on the left side, J.J. Weatherholt, Alec Burleson on the right side. Pedro Pajes gets the start behind the plate, and with a left-hander on the mound for Cincinnati, Nelson Velasquez is in left, Jose Fermin is in center, Jordan Walker is in right. That is Terry Francona. The Reds 48-55. They've got a series with the Guardians and then the Pirates coming up on their schedule. Their Menards starting lineup features Ellie De La Cruz out of the leadoff spot, Eugenio Suarez, a Cardinal killer with a home run in this series, and the 7, 8, 9 hitters feature Jose Trevino, the catcher, and Ke'Bryan Hayes getting the start at the hot corner. St. Louis has had good luck against the Reds, Brad. Hopefully that continues again today. We've got a 5-game series coming up with them in Cincinnati midway through next month.
Yeah, they've done a good job against this Reds team. As we've talked about throughout this series, one of the biggest keys is just to keep them in the ballpark. This is a Reds club that's very reliant on the long ball. Cardinals overall done a good job of keeping them in the park.
Excellent point. When Cincinnati does not hit a homer, they're 10-20 on the season. They are 38-35 when they hit at least one homer in a game. Ellie De La Cruz has 17 long balls, and Leahy's first is way up and away. And a steamer is underway in St. Louis. 1 ball, no strikes.
Couple of wide misses with the fastball. Remember the first couple of games in this series, Ellie De La Cruz, first pitch swinging, first pitch outs.
If you walk him, he'll be in scoring position in the blink of an eye if you're not careful. And he turned it loose, didn't get it. Good fastball, 2 balls, 1 strike. Key for Leahy, heck, for any big league pitcher, work ahead in the count. There's over a 100-point difference between Leahy pitching ahead versus behind. And he's got a 3-1 count to De La Cruz, who's walked 39 times on the season and has 18 stolen bases.
Well, that's been an area too. He has been getting ahead, but when he has been falling behind, he's been able to drop in some of his breaking stuff for strikes.
That's whacked towards center. Fermin retreats. Grass is gleaming. He's got that. And there's your first down. That was hard hit. But an atom ball gets things started in the top of the first. What's your Toyota key for Kyle and the Cardinals to win the game and series?
Really what he's been doing over the last 5 is he's been keeping them guessing. We just showed you the arsenal. He doesn't throw one of his secondary pitches more than 16% of the time. So there's not like one thing you can lean on. Just say, well, Leahy's fastball slider, that's what the secondary pitch is going to be. He's got 3 different shapes with his breaking balls. He's got that changeup that's going to help against some of the lefties. Keep them guessing. Just don't be predictable. He's done a nice job of that.
Is that hard to learn, making the transition from a bullpensman to a starter, where in Kyle's case he might see 6 batters and pitch 2 innings? Here he might see guys 2 or 3 times in a game.
Yeah, well, the interesting part was even out of the bullpen, he used the whole arsenal. A lot of guys just kind of pocket a few pitches. He didn't do that. So it goes into the work that you put in beforehand, right, of how you want to attack each time through, and then learning throughout. And I feel like he's figured that out, and certainly Dusty Blake has got a lot of say in how they want to attack the opposition. But this guy's a student, man. Leahy's digging into every little part of this.
And he really enjoys that part of the game, too, we're told. He's ahead of Spencer Steer. Quickly 2 strikes. And upstairs with a heater again. Steer 16 homers, 40 knocked in. Knock on wood, he has 1 hit in 17 trips to the plate against St. Louis pitching this year. That stayed high. It's 2-2. Gabe Morales has ball strike duty today. Doug Eddings, Mike Muchlinski, and Edwin Jimenez, the umpire, over at third. No score, and just a touch low. Pedro thought about a challenge, but it's a full count. Off to our right again. Already 1 terrific catch in the game. Reds fan fumbled that one away, however, so we try again with Spencer Steer, the second baseman. Pitch, swing and a miss. Got him. Slider. 2 up, 2 down.
Good slider right here from Kyle Leahy. See him stay right on top of this thing, looking like the fastball out of his hands. Just got him right out in front to get the swing and miss of Steer.
80th strikeout matches his career high set last season. Leahy worked out of the bullpen last year, except for the final game of the season when he got a taste of starting against the Cubs at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, he did a great job, too. Was able to roll through, I believe it was 3 innings in that one, but wanted to see him get that opportunity in that environment, see how he handled it. And this guy, you just heard him talking before, he is a cool, collected customer, right? Doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low, just really digs into the work. He leans on himself a lot. You could tell he was frustrated with how some of the things were going early in the season for him, some of the inconsistencies, but I think that he really profiles well as a starter.
He's like a ninja. He doesn't say much, but Ricky Horton's old saying, don't mistake meekness for weakness.
Oh, yeah, there's certainly nothing weak about the way that he goes about it. Yeah, man, a few words, right? But when you do get a chance to sit down and talk to him, he's got a lot of knowledge, a big-time competitor. That's something that Ollie says. When watching Leahy, you would never know exactly like how driven he is, but that's a great thing. Like for the opposition, you're seeing the same guy all the time. You're not going to get him riled up.
J.J. Bleday with a full count coming. Bleday 2 for 7 in the series. Eugenio Suarez is the cleanup man. He is on deck. And he loses Bleday, a 2-out walk. So that'll push the pitch count up here in the first inning. That's going to be a big story. How efficient can both Leahy and Andrew Abbott work here today? A rare walk for Leahy in recent days. Let's see if we can take care of Suarez, who struck out 4 times last night.
Yeah, Suarez is a guy. We know that he's got prodigious power. He is a guy, though, that will also expand. So if you're able to get ahead, then you can start working off the plate. Good way to get ahead right there. 96-mile-an-hour sinker. Good action on the outer half.
5 strikeouts, 8 trips to the plate for Eugenio, but one of his hits, a mammoth home run here on Friday. And now Leahy ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. Suarez 106 punch-outs on the year. He's walked just 25 times. He's tied with Eric Davis, 10th place all-time on the Reds home run list. Short lead Bleday at first, and the pitch. Only the 3rd walk for Leahy in his last 14 2/3 innings. That forces a few more tosses in the opening frame. He tries again, 0-2. And Suarez could, they call that a check swing. The Cardinals screaming at the first base umpire, Doug Eddings, who said Suarez was getting out of the way of the pitch and not a swing.
Doug better tuck those ears in for a second. He's getting an earful from the Cardinals. We'll see what this one looks like. From there, it looked like if he hit it, it would be a double. Doesn't matter. The slider finishes him off.
On strike 4, Leahy takes care of Suarez. 2 punch-outs in the first inning, and a hot day has begun at Busch Stadium.
The Motor Trend.
Well, Brad, spirits were high during and after the game last night as the Cardinals' Menard starting lineup racked up 7 runs on 10 hits. Change at the top with Walker and Herrera back-to-back against the lefty. That slides Burley to the cleanup spot. Then you've got Velasquez in left. Pedro Pajes is the starter behind the plate. Andrew Abbott, a crafty left-hander, goes to work for Cincinnati today.
Well, it was that big 6th inning that did it. The Cardinals were on the right side of a crooked number. Andrew Abbott, though, you know how good this guy can end up being. Been a lot better on the road than he has been at home as well. Just take a look at the pitch arsenal for Abbott. 4-seam, sweeper, changeup, curve, and cutter. He's not overpowering, but what he's going to do is just try to deceive you. Hides the ball really well, throws stuff, stays away, goes glove side quite a bit.
Make him work. Have a long first inning. That would be nice. Who better than JJ to force a deep count? But he's quickly behind, 0-2. Weatherholt seeking his 100th hit of his career in today's game. He starts action with 15 homers, 40 driven in, and a .256 mark. But it's not to be. Chased that one in the dirt. And the peg to first retires Weatherholt. One up and one man down. Here's the Reds defense. It let him down in the first inning. It starts and stops with Ellie De La Cruz at shortstop. He's got 9 errors. Spencer Steer, his double play made up the middle. Lowe and Hayes, Gold Glovers on the corners. Jose Trevino's got one behind the plate. And there's the outfield. Lede, Myers, and Marte for Terry Francona. Today's the day we hope Jordan Walker can solve Abbott. He's 0 for 12 head-to-head. Jordan 2 for 8 in the series, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, it makes it tougher when you get a corner like that. That curveball appeared to be off a little early to use a challenge, though.
Walker shoots one toward right, but that's going to be caught. Marte's got it. And 2 men are out on just 5 pitches. Here's Ivan Herrera, our Bet365 betting odds update. Man, did he need an extra base hit, and he provided a big one in game 2.
He sure did. He got himself a double down the line. He drove in a pair. You see the over-under sitting at a half of a hit. He's got 4 of them in 8 at-bats against Abbott.
Abbott, a second-round pick in 2021 out of Virginia. 33 career wins. Pitched really well last time out against Seattle. He gave up 1 unearned run in 6 1/3 innings, but the Reds lost the game 8-0. 26 strikeouts in his last 26 innings. But he's been one of the guys for Cincinnati where their offense has been an enigma. They've given him very little run support. In fact, for Abbott, the Reds have scored 3 or fewer in 7 of his 22 starts.
Yeah, that makes it tough, and especially at, when you're pitching from behind, you feel like any little bit you give up is going to cost you the game. But Abbott's been around, been there, done that.
Would you call him a nibbler on the mound?
Yeah, well, especially against righties. I mean, that's definitely what he does. He is trying to work the corners, wants you to expand, and that's going to be one of the bigger keys in this ball game. Can you lay off? But makes it tough though when he's dotting with pitches like that, 3-1 change up at the bottom of the zone. But yes, absolutely, he is not a fill up the strike zone guy.
50 walks for Abbott this year, as Herrera spoiled that one. 90 strikeouts for the Cincy left-hander. Who's 3-1 here at Busch Stadium. As an opposing pitcher, full count for Herrera. Pitch number 7 for him, and it's strike 3 at the knees, and that will retire the side. A couple of strikeouts for Abbott. He has a 1-2-3 frame, and we go to the second. It's been fun watching Dusty Blake's charges improve in the starting rotation. None bigger than Andre Palante, Jim Hayes, who now is an 11-game winner.
Yeah, how about Andre last night? 7 scoreless innings, 8 punch-outs. Andre, it looked like you had all your pitches working for you. What was the key last night having that kind of success?
Yeah, I felt like I got ahead of a lot of batters, a lot of first pitch strikes, and executed my 2-strike pitches in their good spots. It was a little bit hot day, so just trying to keep the ball relatively close to the zone and take advantage of that.
You've had a lot of success in your career against the Reds. I always found it interesting because rosters change from year to year. How do you manage that?
Oh, I think it just happens. The guys that they've called up, I've had relatively good matchups with. Just the way my fastballs work and the way my breaking balls move, it has given me an advantage. But it's been a constant battle of adjustments being up in the big leagues, and I just kept making those adjustments and felt like I just stayed a little bit, there. But they're still a good lineup, and a lot of those guys are having good years. So sometimes just chance.
Got to ask you this question because Daniel Descalso said I had to. He said, look, Andre's a chef. He's a very good cook. How come he never brings food in for the team? I put you on the spot. I didn't mean to, but that was Daniel Descalso making me ask it.
Because I don't want to make Descalso's bagels feel bad. I mean, he keeps bringing them in, talking about they're the greatest thing ever, and got to let him still think that.
All right. Thanks for the chat. I got to say, Chip, that Daniel Descalso's bagels, Very good. You've had them. They're really good.
They're delicious. Yeah. What is Andre's go-to dish? That's what we need to know.
What's your go-to dish?
One of my favorite things to make is a pistachio crusted lamb. That's one of my favorite things to make.
Well, make that for the team.
You know how hard it is to make a pistachio crusted lamb for 50 people?
You can do it. You own the Reds. You can own that dish. All right, let's do it.
All right, sure.
All right, thank you, Andre. Chip, he's never coming on the air again with me.
Yeah, he was a little sheepish after that interview, Jim. I
Unbelievable.
Think, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shot towards short off the glove of Mason. And everybody's safe. Dane Myers with a single, back-to-back hits for the Reds.
Yeah, look, I can't make bagels or, what was it, pistachio crusted lamb. I can't do either one of those things. But I'd imagine that the lamb is very difficult to make for that many people. That seems like it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, I would think so. You better have a big oven.
Yeah, or lots of ovens.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how that works. Big kitchen. You a big lamb fan?
Gotta say, it's not on my top 10.
Nope, me neither. Send the bagels all day.
Yeah.
I can confirm, though, that Descalso's bagels are amazing because, he's made them for everybody.
Now, that's not to say if Andre made it,
It'd be awesome.
And it was free, we would definitely try it then, right?
Oh, I would try it. Yeah. If it's somebody's specialty, it's good. Like anything else. Like I've had good lamb and I've had really bad lamb, like super gamey.
Yeah.
His is going to be great.
Hard pass on the gaming part.
Never had it pistachio crusted though. Big pistachio fan.
A 1 pitch to Noelvi Marte, strike 2. Low with an opposite field single. Dane Myers with one that ticked off the glove of Mason Wynn at shortstop. Leahy's allowed 3 base runners. Already up to 30 pitches. Double play ball. There's the flip. Mason with the dance double clutch, and that cost him.
Well, you saw that JJ even said, hey, my bad on that. Didn't put the feet exactly where he wanted to. Mason had to reach across for it. Just couldn't quite get it out there fast enough. Still a ground ball double play away from getting out of this inning. We'll see the feed, though. Not a terrible feed, but Mason wanted to get that. If that thing was more closer to him, closer to the bag, would have been an easier transfer.
But they get the runner at second. Double play still in order for Jose Trevino. He's had a big month. 3 homers, 6 RBIs. First ground ball out for Leahy in the game. As Trevino, the 8th place hitter, takes a strike. This guy wants to swing the bat. He's walked only once. He has punched out 12 times. Leahy would like to make that 13 if he could. Keep Brian Hayes waiting on deck. No score. We're in the second.
That is a well-located heater right there. 95 away after the fastball up. Got strike 1. Now you can go work a little bit, expand off of that. You can go harder slider on the outer half now off of that. Maybe you get him to swing over the top of it. Went back to the well. 96, wanted to run it back.
Kyle's got a good fastball today. 95, 96 miles an hour. Let's see what that pitch sets up. Try to get Chase. And a nice job by Trevino to lay off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. If the Reds' game plan was force deep counts, they're doing that. 35 pitches already. With a heat index of 119 at the ballpark. From 0-2 to 3-2. There's Hayes. There's the Cardinals defense.
I like sticking with that fastball. I like the sinker down and away. Get you your ground ball.
Both the Cardinals and Reds wearing Hall of Fame caps this weekend. That's a good looking lid. I like that one. Navy blue with the crimson bill. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first goes. Swing and a miss. Throw through to second. It's going to be in time. Marte didn't slide. And Paez throws a rocket. He guns down his 16th would-be base stealer. And Cincinnati is out of luck in the second inning. Still no score.
Hey, Kevin, let's show.
MLB Plus is new this season. Stream MLB Network 24/7 in the U.S. and select out-of-market games every week. Plus live radio broadcasts of every game, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus and subscribe today. Alec Burleson is as hot as the weather for the Cardinals. Burley is rolling. 4 3-hit games in his last 7 played. That is encouraging, and hitting Brad over 400 since the break.
Well, and he's hitting better against lefties, too. 5 for his last 18 off of lefties with a home run. He's driven in some. That one uncomfortable. 92 under the chin with a 4-seamer from Abbott. Got a feeling he'll mix that breaking ball off a bit. But you look at the most hits since the All-Star break. It's Abrams, Baldwin, and then Burley.
And what makes him so tough, you can't waste a pitch against Burleson because he might turn it into a hit. He's got 41 hits out of the strike zone this year.
I wouldn't try to waste one up in the zone, that's for sure. He goes hunting at the top.
Abbott ready. And that one higher than high to even the count. 70 RBIs for Alec, good for 4th in the league, batting .285. Swing and a shot hammered toward right. Marte on the run. That one high off the wall. Burley's trying for 2. He's going to slide in with a double. Lefty is working well for the Cardinals first baseman.
Stayed on it. Just told you about some of the success he's been having against the left-handers after a fastball up that he lays off of. It's slider down, goes down and gets it and hammers it right off the wall. What an approach, what a swing there by Alec Burleson.
Man, I love that side angle replay. The old saying, keep your eyes on the ball. You could see Burleson focused on the barrel of the bat at the point of contact. That was great work by our camera crew, who we salute on this blistering hot day. They don't get a break. And had a great shot of Burleson's 26th 2-base hit of the year. Smoked up the middle. Burley had to hold up. Mason Wynn with a single there at first and third. And nobody out for Fermin. Love it when Mason uses the big part of the field. So does our camera crew. Stay hydrated, guys and gals. Patrick, keep your hands ready. Little cover out in the outfield. And a heat index of 119 at first pitch today.
Yeah, you're not getting away from it, that's for sure.
See if Fermin can't give the Cardinals the lead. He's 0 for 1 in this game, but he has been a Reds killer. Fermin, a .346 lifetime hitter against the Cincinnati staff. Swing, fly ball. That should get the job done. Bleday in, over. Burley's going to tag. Here comes the throw. It's going to be cut off. Fermin delivers a sac fly. The Cardinals strike first. It's 1-0.
Well, that's Jose Fermin right there doing a job. We've seen that throughout the season. Wherever you put him, whatever the situation is, seems to be ready for it. Burley got things going with the bullet off the wall. The base hit up the middle by Wynn, and then bring him in. Some ABC baseball for the Cardinals here in the second inning.
21st RBI for Fermin. And now Nelson Velasquez is your batter. 11 hits this year against lefties, 4 of them homers. He's gone a little cold at the plate. I think part of that, Brad, is he hasn't gotten much consistent playing time.
He's 0 for his last 14.
Yeah, it makes it tough, right? When you're not getting the reps that you're used to getting every single day, but you got to be able to figure out a way to keep yourself ready. You know that oftentimes he'll be ready early in a count.
Well, this portion of the schedule could be very favorable for him. Counting today's play, 4 of the next 5 opposing starters are left-handed. The Cubs are going to go throw 3 of them at us in our series, which starts here tomorrow night. One ball, one strike for Nelson Velasquez, who had an unforgettable first swing as a Cardinal, a 3-run homer against the Cubs.
A bit of a roller coaster season here for Velasquez. Remember, he was tearing it up in spring training by all accounts. I mean, it looked like he had put up the numbers to make the squad. Obviously, the team went the other direction. He went down to Memphis, struggled early, but then was able to lock back in, get called up. But now, as you mentioned, just an unfamiliar role, so trying to figure that out, but really does bring some much-needed right-handed thump. Another option here for the Cardinals.
Abbott's having to work hard here in the second. He trails by a run, and he throws a good changeup. They're giving Velasquez the whole right side of the infield to play with 2 strikes and 1 out.
Well, this is where you do shorten up a little bit if he's going to stay away from you. The thought process here for Velasquez has to be using that side. If he makes a mistake, hangs up and up in the zone, that's when you're getting pull happy.
In and out of the glove of Trevino. Will try again. Blaze Jordan is on deck. A double, single, and a sacrifice fly puts St. Louis in front here in Game 3. Line center. Myers playing deeply is able to track that one down. Velasquez hits a sinking bullet to center, but he's out number 2. So it's up to Blaze if the Cardinals are to add to the lead. This guy's put together back-to-back multi-RBI games, and he continues to make all the plays you need him to make at the hot corner.
Oh, he's again, it's another young player that's just getting better at this level, that's learning a lot of this level. Certainly offensively, he's learning about how he's going to get attacked. Everybody knows what your strengths, what your weaknesses are. We've talked about it a lot. His bat-to-ball skills have been very good for a young player to be able to have the low strikeout rate like he does, and then he's been working on elevating the baseball more as opposed to being on the ground to the left side.
A bounce into the seats off to our right. 1 ball, 1 strike. 22 RBIs. For the Cardinals, 6 multi-RBI games. In his first weeks as a big leaguer, the pitch. He's all armored up. Mason, a good lead at first with 2 outs. Abbott stares him down and draws a throw. The Cubs are here tomorrow night. 3 night games, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a Thursday matinee. And then we hit the road to Toronto and New York to play the Yankees. Way outside, 3 balls and a strike. Make him work. Might be a 6 or 7 uniform top day for both starters. Full count. So Mason will be off to the races here. Got to make Abbott throw it first. Pedro Pajes, the Cardinals catcher, is on deck. They hold. Win at first. There he goes. And the pitch driven foul. Love it. That's what's been fun about watching Blaze Jordan do his thing, Brad. He very rarely strikes out. That's not to say he won't. But as you said, he puts the ball in play.
Yeah, he put some pressure on the other side. That's the big key. And again, with that big shift on the right side, got a lot to work with there with 2 strikes.
Taken downstairs. Terrific plate appearance for Blaze Jordan. He walks, 2 on, 2 out. And Pages will add to the Abbott workload here in the 2nd inning. Pedro is 0 for 5 this year against the Red staff. Cardinals have done a much better job of hitting Grab with runners in scoring position in the set.
Yeah, it certainly had been an issue at times throughout the season in this series. Those 7 for 20, a whole lot better. 1 for 1 today. Let's add to that.
Good swing by Pages. And skied off to our right. Nice catch. That's what you want. 36 pitches, 24 of them in the 2nd. Redbirds trying to out-stubborn Abbott. First inning, they were a little anxious to hit. Much more patient here in inning number 2. The other factor is, with all these pitches, your defense is on their feet a long time, and they are pawing around both in the infield and outfield. They're deep in the pasture for Abbott. And driven foul again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's popped up. And Trevino behind the plate. He's got a beat on that and makes the one-handed catch. The Cardinals get a double, a single, and a sacrifice fly. They made Abbott work in the 2nd, and the Cardinals have a 1-0 lead.
That swordfish one.
Brad, as you well know, every organization has unsung heroes, and that's the subject of our BJC Healthcare Injury Report.
Well, how about this group? They have stayed healthy. The training staff has done a fantastic job with this group. Chris Conroy among those, one of the best in the business. Hydration is the key today. Everybody is rocking and rolling with in terms of getting all the electrolytes in. Everybody's got their beverages of choice and trying to stay out there, trying not to cramp up and trying to beat the heat.
Brian Hayes leads off the 3rd, and he ambushes the first pitch and hits that a mile high left side. Can anybody see it? Blaze can, and he's got it. Kid from Mississippi handles that one. Brian Hayes out quickly, 1 down in the 3rd. That injury list sadly is going to take a hit for the Athletics. Bad news for them. Shea Langoliers, their great young catcher, has torn up his knee. He's probably going to have surgery and will be lost for the season.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate. One of the young stars over there for the Athletics. Hate hearing that.
And he was a name that was being bandied about as a potential big trade piece. That is probably off the table now for the Athletics. As Leahy faces Ellie De La Cruz, who hit a missile to center but was caught on a line drive and is 0 for 1. Two-0 count. In the air, well hit toward left. That one's going to carry toward the bullpen and into the seats. Ellie De La Cruz has hit his 18th homer, and the Reds have tied the game.
Well, Ellie is creeping closer and closer to his 3rd straight 2020 season. Now 18 home runs, 18 stolen bases for Ellie De La Cruz. Showing off some of that power, too. Backside power on this slider Chevy pitch track. Where did it end up? Ended up middle down, just stayed on it, went the other direction.
So that's what the Reds do. About half of their runs scored this year have come via the homer. When they hit one, they're 3 games over 500. When they don't, they're 10 games under. That solo shot ties the game. It's the 11th homer Kyle Leahy has allowed this year. And we start anew at 1-1. Spencer Steer, the batter, he struck out in his first trip to the plate. It's really remarkable for Cincinnati, and it's the old adage, home runs are great when you get them, but can you win when you don't hit them?
Yeah, you have to be able to manufacture, and that is something that when the Reds, you had the numbers earlier, when they're hitting home runs, they're winning games. When they're not, they are not, which is actually kind of shocking with how young and athletic the group is overall. They don't manufacture quite as much. Now, when they play in the home ballpark that they do, I mean, you see the Yankees on that list, you see the Phillies on that list. Those are some very hitter-friendly ballparks, so you're going to lean more on the home run at home, but a balanced offense is certainly something they're looking for.
1-2 for Spencer Steer. And strike three at the letters. He's caught looking. 2 strikeouts for Spencer Steer today. And 2 are out in the inning. Another interesting team on the list, the Mariners. Their general manager, Jerry DiPoto, said, and I quote, "Our offense has been abysmal for 2 months." They're still without Brendan Donovan.
Yes.
Cal Raleigh's not hitting a ton of homers after an injury-plagued season. And they are neck and neck with Texas in the AL West.
Donnie's on the comeback trail at the very least, is he not?
Yeah, he's playing in Everett, Washington, trying to rehab a groin injury that's cost him 2 months.
Yeah, that's tough, man. And yeah, those are unpredictable, too. Hopefully he's able to get back for them.
That's on the ground. Leahy late to the bag, but he's going to get there a step ahead of J.J. Bleday. A solo homer ties the game. Home third coming up. Top of the order for the Cardinals. It's 1-1 at Busch Stadium. St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by your Mid-America Chevy dealer. By BJC Healthcare, you deserve extraordinary care. And by Amazon, spend less on your kids for back to school. That's right, school's right around the corner, all around Cardinals Nation. But a few more days to splash around here in baseball heaven, where the Cardinals and Reds wrap up a 3-game series.
Pretty good place to be playing right now, trying to figure out a way to beat the heat. That's what both these starters are definitely doing here. This one's laced out to right, but unfortunately Marte standing right there, so a quick out for Abbott. Abbott had to work hard last inning, Chip. Pitch count was rising on him, and as we talked about early, but will continue to be a key while he is in there. Don't expand, especially for your right-handers. He's going to nibble. He's going to stay away. Can you lay off of some of those pitches away from you?
Jordan Walker flied out his first time. He's 1 homer away from 50 in the big leagues. He's got 22 of them this season. And 6 of those 22 have come against the Reds. If he can land that, you tip your cap. He did Mr. Abbott. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, 2-0, you're not looking to hit the backdoor breaking ball, right? That thing comes into your wheelhouse, then you can pull the trigger.
Hot shot, and De La Cruz lays out, makes a good play.
Well, right on cue right there. That thing did come into the wheelhouse. Went with the breaking ball again. This was a rocket, 111.1 miles an hour off the bat, but the athletic Eli De La Cruz ranges to the backhand side and snags it.
So a good play for the Red shortstop. 2 up, 2 down quickly. Here's Herrera. He took strike 3 in the opening inning and took a strike there. Arizona and the Nationals tied 4-4. We got to keep an eye on Arizona in the wild card race. Marlins trying to snap a miserable streak. Miami entering play today. An 11-game losing streak after they went 26-8.
Jeez.
Upstairs. Cincinnati, 1 good week away from getting back into this wild card chase. Is that one launched high in the air to left? That one's not coming back. Ivan Herrera, an extra base hit in his last 2 games. Cardinals back in front. It's 2-1. Told you somebody's going to pay.
Chip, we've been seeing the trends, obviously. Yesterday was a big thing, but how about this just at bat in its entirety? A couple of breaking balls that he had him off early. A couple of half swings, check swings, then went with the 4-seam fastball, tried to go back to the well with the sweeper down, and Herrera was ready for it, man. That was big. That was his first home run since the 7th of July. You know that he needed that one.
So St. Louis back in front, each club with a home run. This is kind of Billy Williams territory. Hit it high, watch it fly. The ballpark is and should be lively on a scorching hot July day. Cardinals have 2 extra base hits. This man has the first one. Burley with a double and scored the game's first run. One ball, 2 strikes. And Alec chased that. And that retires the side. Nothing like a little 2-out magic. Ivan Herrera hits a long home run. That's number 12 for him. It gives Kyle Leahy his second lead. It's 2-1 after 3. You're watching Cardinals TV presented by Bet365, and just in the nick of time, Brad, that guy's starting to heat up.
Yeah, I love that. I like seeing him with that home run chain on. I think you should do it a little bit more. That was a big swing of the bat, as you mentioned, was the first home run since July 7th. Herrera, you know, he's been putting some pressure on himself, putting in the work behind the scenes, and the results are starting to come out again for that guy. It's frustrating, especially when you've proven it at this level. You know that you can do it. You know you can hit for power. You go through those lulls, but this offense has needed him.
That's pulled foul by Suarez at third. Quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. That's what Ollie said at the start of this homestand. Need some slug, and they're starting to get a little more of that now. As Leahy pumps over a quick strike, 5 punch-outs for Leahy. Suarez has struck out in his last 6 trips to the plate in the series.
Running this thing in. How about this Cardinals pitching staff, too, this series, racking up some strikeouts. Chevy pitch track 95, starts middle in, and then ends up running just right on the corner to get him to swing over it. That's a good offering right there.
You're right. 10 strikeouts for the Cardinals yesterday in Dustin May's start. The Redbirds punched out 11 Reds, and that's something they do a lot, Brad. They're approaching 1,000 strikeouts as a team, and we're not yet into August.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, that is something that has been missing over the last couple of years, is that swing and miss, trying to develop it. And look, this overall, the arsenal for the Cardinals, like, you don't have everybody throwing 100 miles an hour, but it's how do you best fine-tune your stuff? How do you get the most out of it? How do you sequence well to end up missing some bats? And that's something that Kyle Leahy does as well as anybody, is uses that 6-pitch mix. He uses them all differently in different counts. That changeup right there, he even took a little bit more off of that one. That about 2 miles off of what he normally throws it. But it's the timing of when they're using some of these pitches has been so good, and obviously something that Dusty and this pitching staff really focuses on.
Nathaniel Lowe behind in the count and out of play. Fine-tuning, I think, is an excellent way of describing what Kyle Leahy has been doing in this evolution as a starter. It's the subtle little changes that have given him just a little more zip on the fastball, just a little more depth on some of those off-speed pitches.
Yeah, and some of those changeups happen to be mechanically. I know they've been working on some things recently with him in the lower half in his setup of being able to maintain some velocity even more throughout a ball game. These are all the tweaks that happen along the way. And then the interesting thing, and sometimes the maddening thing about pitching is, especially now in this data evolution, is you have to constantly evolve. Like, just because a pitch is shaped well for a while and it's working for a while, at some point they're going to have you. They're going to know the way that it moves, the tendencies. So how do you reshape things, or how do you lean on something else in your arsenal a little bit more to get the opposition off of it? There really is that cat and mouse game more now than ever before, in my opinion.
Full count for Nathaniel Lowe. And that's smoked into right field, a base hit. So 4 hits for the Reds. Lowe has 2 of them. And Dane Myers is next. He singled up the middle in his first trip. From July 24th through the 30th, support kids in our community by bidding on unique Cardinals experiences. You can enter the all-inclusive Savannah Banana Sweepstakes or play the 50-50 raffle. Could you be the next winner? Get your details at cardinals.com/caringforkids.
That is a sweet lid right there. The Fred Bird hat, built for kids and kids of all ages. As Chip, your hat looks fantastic today.
I'm going with the John Rooney mode.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
Today.
The broadcasting with the lid on. John's always got a nice Cardinal hat on. And you've got the Fred Bird one. Looks really good.
John's
good
got
looking
the
lid right there.
Cardinal cap on.
Now, I don't know if it was the hat that you're wearing today was made for a cranium your size, but boy, it's working.
By the way, we have a traitor in our midst. Did you see who's in that shot?
I saw it all right.
Out of play foul. What is Danny doing in the radio booth?
Yeah, free food. If it's free, it's me. That's why I hang out. Good call.
Cardinals' great producer and engineer Jim Jackson.
I mean, your
on the
son's
left
over there
screen.
as well.
Well, there's
free food.
Yep. Swing and a miss. Dane Myers didn't get that. And Leahy has his 6th strikeout. 2 away from his season and career high, which came against Cincinnati.
The bigger breaking ball this time. The sweeper starts it on the edge. He's thinking fastball is Myers, and that thing just takes off.
What do you think they're eating over there? As Marte digs in.
Probably bacon. There was a lot of bacon over there, which you can't go wrong. That's, I don't care, breakfast, lunch, dinner. That's going to be good. What you have for? Do you have some of the bacon today?
Yeah, I'm kind of a chewy bacon guy.
Oh, what? Yuck.
Swing and a miss. What do you mean yuck?
You like it? You like it like your floppy bacon? We're like, look at this bacon. It's just all flopped up.
Yeah, I mean not raw, but yeah, I like a little bit of
like closer to a medium rare if we're going steaks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Medium rare bacon's good.
I'd rather have bacon bits.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't that hurt your teeth?
Challenging the strike call.
That'll be fine.
Marte's going to challenge. ABS powered by T-Mobile. And it is a strike. That cost Cincinnati a challenge. They've got 1 left. Down a run in the game.
So you like the bacon gum, basically. Just chewing on the gristle.
Well, that makes it sound appetizing.
That and crunchy peanut butter. Look at you go.
Oh, yes. Heaven on earth. The pitch is lined in a right center field. That was combed nicely. And Cincinnati has been 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. Marte went down and got that pitch. That was a nice piece of hitting.
Dude, that was about a foot off the plate. This is in the other batter's box looking at this one. Again, goes back to that sweeper away and somehow able to stay on it and cover it that way. An easy stroke to the right side.
So Lowe goes 1st to 3rd. Now Trevino is up. Interesting spot in the game. 2nd inning. The Reds sent Marte. Trevino swung and missed. The Reds base runner didn't go all the way through and slide, didn't stop halfway through, drew the throw to 2nd, and he was tagged out for an inning-ending double play.
Yeah, an easy strike him out, throw him out. So bad communication on that one. To your point, if he slides, I think he's safe, actually. He stopped running and didn't slide. But if you're trying to get that runner in from 3rd, you got to hit the brakes a little bit earlier, try to get into that run down. Either way, worked out really well for the Cardinals, as has hitting with runners in scoring position been great for St. Louis. It's been a struggle to this point for the Reds. Hopefully that continues here.
Leahy pops the glove of Pages with a slider. He's ahead of the 8th place hitter, Jose Trevino. As we said, he's had a hot month, 3 homers in July. We're okay with that continuing in their next series. They'll take on the Guardians in the battle for Ohio. Guardians have lost 4 straight. They're in Tampa Bay today. Little different look out of the stretch from Leahy there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mason Wynn checks the defensive lineman. He's back at 4th at shortstop.
Well, he ended up getting him last time with a backup slider. Did try to go away with the heater a couple of times first, though.
Swing and a miss. Trevino chased that. Leahy, 3 strikeouts in the 4th inning, has 7 in the game, and he protects a 1-run lead. August 8th is Saturday in St. Louis. The Rockies will be in town to play the Cardinals. That night, fans take home an all-over print Cardinals polo. That's courtesy of Bear. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/promotions.
We got to get our hands on that one. That's pretty good looking shirt there, yeah.
A solo home run from Ivan Herrera, the difference in the game for the Cardinals. As you look at Dirt Cam at second base. Wynn, Fermin, and Velasquez coming up against Andrew Abbott. Mason Wynn with a base hit his first time up. Has 2 hits in the series. Mason approaching a .300 average against left-handed pitching this year and 12 of his 42 RBIs. Abbott misses high. 1 ball, no strikes. A run on 5 hits for the Reds. They've left 4 on base. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Cardinals today. And good patience. Ball 3.
Again with Abbott, he wants to stay away. He wants to be on the corners. The hotter it gets, the harder it is to execute. It's up dot 1 there on the inner half to try to get back into this count. Still right now 3-1 sitting on your pitch, something he can hammer.
And Mason takes ball 4. There's the start. The Cardinals have their second leadoff man aboard. And you can see why Abbott is a tough guy to hit against. He throws across his body. I would imagine, Brad, too, that makes it tough for him to get all the way over to hit the inside corner, especially against the righties.
Yeah, he doesn't do it a ton to the righties. I feel like that would actually really open things up a bit for him. That being said, though, he's handled right-handed hitters in general, but especially in the month of July. They're only hitting $184 against them, but really does nibble on that outer half, and then we'll throw some of that breaking stuff under.
Fermin brought in the first St. Louis run with a sacrifice fly. Starting in his 16th game in the last 21 the Cardinals have played. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wynn at first, Fermin in the box, Velasquez on deck, Blaze Jordan waiting in the dugout. Cardinals begin play today, a game and a half out of the 3rd wild card spot. The Pirates and Nationals are a half game behind us. This is game 105 of the season. Long pause and the 2-1 pitch. So Abbott now in danger of walking back-to-back hitters.
I know that Velasquez, who's on deck, you mentioned some of the numbers. It's been a struggle as of late. Did hit one hard. The last thing he wants is another guy on. You think that he'll be attacking Fermin here?
He walks Fermin. 3 bases on balls for Abbott, as we said. He's not afraid to issue ball 4. That's 53 of them on the season, and a great chance for St. Louis here. 2 on, nobody out.
Well, Chip, let's see what the Cardinals can do. Can they take advantage right here? Again, he's been nibbling. That being said, look, if you see something early, this is where you're really sticking with your game plan, right? Where are you looking? Where can you do damage? We know that answer is middle in for Velasquez. Does he get it there? Can he pull the trigger?
Sharply hit towards short. De La Cruz flips to second one, and the throw off target at first. So they force Fermin. The Cardinals first and third for Blaze Jordan now with 1 out.
Well, I think that's one right there that Velasquez would want back. Talking about being a little bit more selective unless it's where you want it. That was a changeup away off the plate. Hustled though, made sure he didn't end up doubling up. Hard slide at second base by Fermin. Even the pop up to make it a little bit more difficult as that throw sails on him.
So some contact here would be nice. Jordan has 4 sacrifice flies. Only Mason Wynn has more on the Cardinals team. To put that in perspective, Mason Wynn coming into play today, 345 at bats. Blaze Jordan, 102. There's a line drive softly to first, and tough luck for the Cardinals. Jordan and the Redbirds are doubled up. 2 on, nobody out. Can't add to a 1-run lead. Archie moves to the 5th. Listen to the hum. Bid on your chance to meet Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol and support kids in our community. Join Ollie on the field for a pregame Q&A and present the lineup card before the game. Bid now at cardinals.com/caring for kids. There's some great auction items available. Be an all-star experience. 30 all-inclusive tickets to the All-Star Suite for the Cardinals-Orioles game in August. Pre-game field passes, chance to throw out a ceremonial first pitch. You could be a member of Team Fredbird for a day. I know that's one that interested you, Brad.
I'm interested. I like hanging out with Fredbird anyhow. I think I've got some energy. Dance moves don't have, but they could teach me. I bet that's part of it.
Do you think you could slingshot a T-shirt into the broadcast?
There is no doubt I could shot a T-shirt.
We've been asking the young ladies to try to do that. They have not accomplished that yet this year.
Yeah, and I think that they can. I think that they're worried about probably injuring a small child on the way with the sort of velocity that it would take to get up here. That's a possibility. That's something I'm not worried about. I think the kids will be fine. They're resilient.
Okay, so you can bid on that if you want. Broadcaster for a day. 2 field box tickets, 2 pregame field passes with dugout access, and you get to hang out with our crew as Brian Hayes unloads, and he hits one a mile high and deep to tie this game at 2. Only his 3rd home run. The Reds have 2 solo blasts. That one 387 feet away, a new life for Cincinnati.
Well, pitch right here on a 4-seamer. Leahy trying to get back into the count. 2-1 count. Chevy pitch track. Wanted it away. It crept in, and Brian Hayes just able to get under this. I mean, this was a sky-high shot. Almost tripped on his bat on the way out of the box, but that swing of the bat ends up evening things up.
And back to the top with De La Cruz. So 2 solo homers. De La Cruz 1, Hayes the other. Changeup. 0-2. Let's check out the numbers on Ellie's 18th homer.
Well, he ended up getting a slider, went the other direction with it. This was on the outer third and stayed on it very well for his 18th home run of the season, a 410-foot shot.
How about that? Leahy came back and froze him on the inside corner with a filthy sinker. And that is strikeout number 8.
Well, bring it back. One of the biggest things that you have to do with a guy like Ellie De La Cruz, you have to have the ability to go in. That one came back, got the corner, sold very well by Pages behind the plate.
That's a career high tying 8th strikeout. Leahy last did that May 23rd in Cincinnati. So you figure he's got a ton left in the tank. He's gotten Spencer Steer twice, once swinging, once looking. So to finish up our Cards Caring for Kids promo, great items, and there's something there for every budget. It's not just big ticket meet and greet opportunities or field boxes or production booth visits. All kinds of cool memorabilia for fans to choose from, as Steer might have hurt himself with that swing.
Well, we've talked about it quite a bit. This has been an injury-riddled season already for Cincinnati. You've had a bunch of guys on the shelf. Steer has been quietly one of their most consistent performers over the last couple of years. Terry Francona would not like to lose this guy. We'll see what he does here. What are we seeing here? Has to reach out, shaking that right hand or wrist.
He's still wincing and trying to see if he can continue. No balls, 2 strikes is the count, and he's not going to be able to. So Steer will be taken down after injuring, we think, his right wrist on that very long swing on the last pitch from Kyle Leahy. And it looks like Arroyo's going to grab a bat and take his place. He'll inherit the 2-strike count.
And we'll pass it along if we get any more information on that. Who knows with Steer if that was something that he was dealing with anyhow, and then extending, ended up catching a little bit more. They're taking the path of better safe than sorry there with that hand or wrist, whatever that was. So a different approach here, not an easy one for Arroyo stepping into an 0-2 hole.
So the injury-riddled Reds lose Spencer Steer in the 5th inning. Edwin Arroyo, who's been a really good defender for the Reds at second base, was 0 for 3 and a strikeout here last night. Hitting over 300 though on the road for the Redlegs. And fouled away. It's still 0-2.
Well, Cardinals pitching, Chip, they are racking up the strikeouts, as you mentioned, for Leahy, sitting on 8 of them. 31 strikeouts this series for the Cardinals. It's not something we're used to seeing necessarily.
Slight uptick in velo for Kyle Leahy. 1 strike away from a new career high of 9. As Jordan way off the line at third and downstairs. This is a hitter's dream. The strikeout would go to Steer if Arroyo punches out, but if he gets a hit, he gets the credit for that. As Leahy works the 2-2, and it's a liner softly to short, and there's your second out after the homer. So Blade next. He's walked and bounced out. In the Cardinals' 5th, Pages, Weatherholt, and Jordan Walker will be your 3 hitters. This is definitely one of those lazy, hazy days of summer in St. Louis. It's been a well-pitched, well-played game, but there is a definite different pace than what we saw early in the homestand.
Yeah, no, you're right. Look, it is hot. It is hard to get a jump, and to your point, that's probably going to end up being the difference in this game of who can make one of those little plays, maybe a little extra effort somewhere, or the mental capacity to make the right play. It is a difficult day. Would you say the 119 was the heat index coming into this ball game? So both teams and fans trying to figure out ways to keep cool and still perform here. Tarps off section, one of the easiest sections to do that.
2-2 pitch. High in the air center. Fermin broke in. Now retreats. And he's got that. The Reds get a solo home run from Brian Hayes. And our game tied halfway through. 2-2 is your score.
So I hammered the rudder.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or transmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Great view of our director Tom Mee's backyard here in St. Louis. I'm sure the grandkids will be splashing around in that koi-filled pond after the game and after a Cardinals win today.
Chip, that's where you need to get the fish from your pond. They got to have a few extras.
Oh,
over
that's
there.
right. I haven't gotten new brads yet. Haven't had a chance. We lost the off day for the game against Arizona. That was Brad the fish buying day.
Well, you have time for anything if it's a priority. You know what I mean?
Well, tomorrow's another day. First things first, I got to get the hummingbird situation straightened out.
Yeah. So we were talking about that yesterday, that you're having a hard time getting the hummingbirds to actually eat the nectar, right?
Yeah.
Like to go to it. I think that it'll be figured out as soon as those masks arrive.
Oh, yeah. We
told you about that. The headset that you put on,
those?
and then I hope so. I mean, I didn't do it.
That'll be fun. We can wear those for the Open.
Do you think? Have you seen hummingbirds here at the stadium? I have not, but I guess I haven't seen anybody wearing these face masks with the nectar in them either.
That's exactly right. Only one way to find out.
Pretty bird.
Well, they are quiet. That's something you do have to take into account. We know that bird's always around with his trusty bird watchers close by.
Yeah, well, you got to worry about what kind of birds you do attract with that mask. It is for hummingbirds only. I've seen that bird eat. We don't have enough money to feed him.
We had a great shot last night. The Morning Dove was patrolling in front of the Cardinals dugout after Jim Hayes got pelted with sunflower seeds before the game.
That was a good place to be. It's actually a very smart thing for a bird to be at a ballpark. Surprisingly, there's not more there. Probably a good thing.
Yeah, how do the in San Francisco especially, how do the seagulls know when it's time to feast?
So I don't know. It's every single night. What is it, around like the 7th or 8th inning? They start like swirling out in the outfield, and then they come in to clean up.
Off the thumbs and out of play by Pajes, leading off for St. Louis.
Wonder if they clean up more or leave more of a mess. Hard to say. I'm guessing the latter.
Yeah, pretty good chance. They all hang out above the roof in left field as that one's outside. Another leadoff walk. That's 4 of them for Abbott. Got to cash these chances in. St. Louis had 2 on nobody out last inning and couldn't add to their 2-run total. Let's see what we do now at the top of the order. Get Abbott last time out. 6 1/3 innings against the Mariners. 5 walks is his season high. I would imagine, too, the challenge is how do you keep the pitching hand dry? It's just oppressively. It's like walking into your shower.
Yeah, you're going to the rosin quite a bit. You're going to the pants. The pants are soaking wet, too, though.
Now trying to wait him out is Weatherholt. 2 balls, no strikes. The hottest game I ever remember doing as a broadcaster was at Wrigley Field years ago, late 90s. First the 2-0 pitch. That went in for a strike. Hot, humid, just like this. No wind moving at all at Wrigley Field. Over 100 degrees in Chicago. And all the players took the field with cabbage leaves underneath their caps. Roll to the right side, dropped, race to the bag, nobody's there. Arroyo just checked into the game. He couldn't get to first, and a golden chance for the Cardinals. 2 on again, nobody out.
Well, remember last night, it was the first inning. The Cardinals were able to take advantage of an error. It was a J.J. Weatherholt ball hit to Ellie De La Cruz last night. This one, the little roll over to the right side, can't corral it, and the Cardinals got something going again.
Figure that's an error on Lowe, a mental error by both Abbott and Arroyo. And now Jordan Walker is your batter. Yeah, the players would soak those cabbage leaves in ice cold water, put them under their cap, and then go out in the field. And when the game ended, it truly looked like a farmer's market at the end of business on Sunday. There was lettuce and cabbage leaves everywhere as the players, umpires alike, doing anything they can to stay cool. I don't remember a game being canceled because of heat, but we've heard of games being moved time-wise because of that.
I wonder when the last time the cabbage leaf has been deployed. Certainly there are different ways to keep cool nowadays than there used to be. Can't imagine too many guys are rocking the cabbage leaf today. That's the way to do it. And I think players should be able to rock those too.
2 on for Walker. And downstairs. Yeah, if you wear the modified Brock umbrella and you lose a fly ball in the sun,
shame on you.
Go home.
Shame on you.
Yes, exactly. Walker, a hard line drive, retired him. They play him to pull on the infield and almost hit him with the back foot. Cardinals 3 walks and an error offensively in the last inning plus against Abbott. And the Reds bullpen beginning to stir in left. Right there, a strike. It's been a while since Walker's homered. 12 games to be exact. See if he can split a gap here. Tried to and pulled off. Good changeup.
2-1, wanted the heater, thought he saw it out of the hand. Good time to deploy that.
And time called. First man to play catch in the Reds bullpen, Pierce Johnson. Abbott ready, even count. 2 aboard, pitch. Broken bat, little pop. De La Cruz on the run. Arroyo is going to get there though at second. And Jordan broke his bat, can't advance the runners. 1 out. Herrera's next. He homered last time up. And he's our BJC Healthcare difference maker today.
How about this with 2 strikes? It goes down and gets it. This is a sweeper. It was under the zone and it is out of the ballpark. First home run for Herrera since the 7th of July, his 12th of the season, and a big one for the Cardinals.
We'll take a hit of any kind here from Ivan. As we check it again with Jim Hayes.
Yeah, Herrera told me that little rough patch he went through wasn't fatigue related, but rather a result of faulty mechanics. He said, I got into some bad habits with my swing. He said he made some adjustments going into last night's game, including staying back a little more. But guys, he said, I had to do something. I just wasn't hitting the ball hard anymore.
Well, he has in recent days. That's good to see for the Cardinals' number 3 hitter today. 12 homers, 44 RBIs. As Abbott checks the runner at second. And a shot left side, diving stop. There's 1, there's 2. Ke'Bryan Hayes took away a run, and for the 2nd straight inning, the Cardinals are doubled up. What a game, what a play. Ke'Bryan Hayes, 2-2 your score.
Bill Eigel.
Sunday, August 9th is for the kids when the Rockies are in town at Busch Stadium. Kids 12 and under take home a Fredbird plush. That's thanks to Build-A-Bear Workshop. All the details are available for you online at cardinals.com/promotions. Fredbird Kids hat today at Busch Stadium, and no kidding, we've had a well-pitched game. Andrew Abbott has pitched in and out of trouble. Kyle Leahy is a strikeout away from a new career high. And after 5, Brad, we are tied 2 apiece.
Well, look, this has been a game again. It's tight margins. Yesterday was fun. Cardinals having a 7-0 victory, but another close one, another really well-pitched game here on both sides, and one where the small details are going to matter. Hopefully the Cardinals are the one crossing the T's and dotting the I's.
Glad you said that, right? I'm usually the guy that says dot the T's and cross the I's.
I promise you, I ran through that in my head before I said it because I did it wrong first.
Fouled away. Leahy now a pitch away from a career high 9th strikeout. That's Hunter Green. Cardinals got to a really talented pitcher last night. We missed Chase Burns. That's always a good thing, as Burns off to a flying start. That's what's surprising about Cincinnati. They've got 3 terrific guys at the top of the rotation, but they're still way under 500.
They do. I'll tell you what, though, when you're building a team, that's a great way to start building it.
Little pop, long run, Jordan. He's going to get there, and Suarez makes contact, and he is out softly for out number 1 in the 6th inning. Let's step aside for a quick word from Victory Men's Health.
Are you gaining weight, feeling tired, or just not yourself? At Victory Men's Health, we specialize in testosterone replacement therapy. We'll structure a plan individualized for you.
Here's Nathaniel Lowe. He's got 2 singles. First one was skidded down the third base line. They give him that area again here as he takes a strike. Lowe's a very patient hitter. We just saw his brother out in Anaheim with the Angels. Remember years ago, many wondered how Nathaniel was to be addressed. It wasn't Nate, it was Nathaniel, because his mom wanted him to be referenced that way, and sadly Josh and Nathaniel's mom passed away this spring training after a lengthy battle with brain cancer. Very nice lady, a courageous fight. Boy, she loved her boys. Played high school baseball in Marietta, Georgia, just north of Atlanta, close to where Truist Park is. Ball and 2 strikes for the Reds' first baseman. And he golfs that to right. Walker retreats and adjusts. 2 out. Kyle's retired 5 straight after the Ke'Bryan Hayes homer. And Dane Myers is next.
It's one of the biggest things with Leahy. We talked about this a lot with Michael McGreevy as well, but his ability to just let something go. All right, yeah, fine. You hit a solo home run. I'm going to go right back to work. It's all about the next pitch. Every pitch has its own identity, man. His focus is always there.
And how about this from Ali? I'm sorry, Brad. Here we go. 95 pitches for Leahy, trying to get him through 6. And we all know that pitch counts are not created equally. A day like this kind of oppressive heat and humidity, that Leahy's been able to do this is really, really impressive.
Well, Ollie was talking to us before the game today, and we weren't even talking about how long you're going to let him go with the heat, but he was just talking about how prepared this young man is and how he's built up and just gotten stronger and stronger all season long. That's part of the reason you feel comfortable. You're also going to use the eyeball test, right? You don't see him out there laboring a ton. I mean, certainly when the pitch count is nearing 100, you know the day is almost done, but he has not looked like the weather has bothered him at all today.
0-2 to Myers, and that one in and out of the glove. Boy, how fitting would it be for Leahy to set a new career high in punch-outs today. He has 8 of them, and the Reds have been the victim in that strikeout column before for Kyle. Who's 0-2 on the way, is served off the net. Luis Gastelum is up and ready in the bullpen. It ain't going to take long to get hot if you're in relief today.
I'd say you're hot just sitting there. Got a brick wall behind you. It is the bullpens hold their heat quite well.
Really?
Here. Oh, quite well.
That's what Casey Stengel used to say about Busch Stadium too. He was here for the All-Star game, blistering July day, and he was asked his thoughts on the beautiful new facility, then facility here in downtown. He said, well, it certainly holds the heat well. He was right. Nothing in 2. Chopped foul. Imagine how impressive this would be on a day in the late 70s on the turf. Terry Pendleton used to tell me a story when we were together in the Brave system. They'd soak their feet in between innings and walk out. And before the next pitch was thrown, after they took their warm-up ground balls, their feet would be dry and so hot that the old metal rivets on their spikes would actually burn the soles of their feet through the socks.
That's awful.
Yeah.
That is awful.
1-2. Strike 3. It's a new career high for Lee. What a way to finish his day. 9 strikeouts through 6 innings of 2-run ball. The Cardinals go back to work here in Game 3.
Bottom 6, we are tied at 2 apiece. Alec Burleson isn't surprised that the Cardinals offense broke out in a big way last night. He said, some of these guys aren't feeling great right now, but we know how dangerous we can be when guys get on a roll. He said, we plan to build off last night, and we know if we can continue stringing together good at-bats, there will be meaningful baseball in September that we will be playing if we do that. And guys, Burleson's hitting like 400 since the All-Star break. He's one of the guys that hadn't stopped hitting.
I think it's really fun to talk about that, Jim, and we can expand on that with you if you'd like. What's really been fun about this young team is they are in no way, shape, or form distracted by expectations outside of that locker room. They don't care what anyone else thinks they are or they aren't, and their ability to put good streaks or bad streaks alike behind them and look ahead, I think, is remarkable for a group this young.
I agree. I've been around a while, right? And I've seen a lot of teams and a lot of players saying, yeah, we don't care what people say. These guys really don't. These guys have, it was like a youthful enthusiasm, but a lot of them come up together, believe in each other. And these guys believe that they will right the ship. They knew that, you know, when they weren't hitting, that too shall pass. And hopefully they get on a roll here, Chip.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Burley. Pop foul. Let me ask you one more question, Jim. You're down there braving the heat and humidity in the dugout. Number 1, are you staying cool? And number 2, how are the Cardinals and Reds staying cool on a day like this?
Well, you know, there's air conditioning down the steps right in the tunnel. So I think we see the pitchers down there staying cool, and when guys aren't on the field, they go down there and stay cool. But I can tell you, and I have a little umbrella that's keeping me cool, but I can tell you this, still a lot of energy pumping out of this dugout. These guys are into the game, Chip.
It's a young team that wants to win, man, and with whatever the elements, doesn't matter. They know they got a series on the line here, have a division foe on the other side, and yeah, I love what Burley's talking about with the approach of this ball club, the belief in themselves, and we were talking about this with Ollie today, Chip. The idea of, like, when you have such a young team, you have guys that are pliable, right? You have guys that will, if you give them a task, they're going to dig into it, they're going to work, and whatever that end goal is for a player, they're going to keep fighting to get there. So regardless of if you're going through some struggles or regardless if you're having success, it's a continuing building process throughout 162 games.
And a progression for your organization, right? The Cardinals the last couple of years were a veteran-laden team, and they were kind of in the playoff race until the final week or 2 weeks of the regular season. Well, now a lot of those veterans are gone. This is a young club that's taking control of their own fate and destiny. And now this group has a chance to take that next organizational step, play meaningful games in September, see where that takes you, and then regroup next spring training and take the next logical step ahead.
No, you're right. It is amazing how quickly things happen, too. You know, Burley's talking about it as this is driven out to right. He's going to be on the track and get it. It's Marte. But Burley's talking about, you know, the approach of the young group. All of a sudden, like, he's the salty veteran. It felt like it was just yesterday when he was just breaking into the big leagues. Well, now he's in year number 5. He's already got a Silver Slugger under the belt. Like, it happens quickly. You kind of get thrust into more of a leadership role. But I think the nice part with this ball club is there's not just one voice people are looking for. It's everybody has got a say in what's going on.
Jose Fermin's had a say in today's play. He's got a sac fly and an RBI. Abbott has handcuffed the Cardinals. Just 3 hits for St. Louis. A couple of double plays in the 4th and 5th inning took us out of chances to score. Redbirds had 2 on, nobody out in each of those innings. But double plays ended those threats. Cincinnati's runs have come on 2 solo homers. Herrera has a solo blast for the Cardinals today. To third, keep Ryan Hayes. Right place, wrong time, and a perfect throw. That'll send us to the 7th. We're still tied in game 3.
The Midwest doesn't.
Well, it's always fun to welcome the Cubs to St. Louis, and that, Brad, is your Budweiser What's on Tap.
Yeah, it is going to be hot in St. Louis. That doesn't matter when it's Cardinals and Cubs. A 4-game set, all of the history, the fantastic rivalry, memories left and right. Looking to make some more early this week when the Cubs come to town. Always fun, Chip. Obviously, you've been on both sides of this. I know, always a blast for you and for everybody when these happen.
I like it better on this side.
No
I'll be honest
doubt.
with you. Luis
Smart
Gastelum will go to work in the 7th. Put a bow on Kyle Leahy's outing today.
Man, Kyle Leahy did everything that you could ask him to do, and especially on a day like today. It was tough conditions. It was hot as can be. He goes out there over the century mark. 102 pitches there for Kyle Leahy. Still soaking it in, still working on things. Always has a baseball in his hand, right? Always trying to get better and better. But what a great day. 9 strikeouts, used his fastball well. That sweeper got better as the game went on for Leahy as well. Excited for him, excited for what he's been able to do here as of late. This is another fantastic outing for Kyle.
4 earned runs in his last 31 innings. You'll take that.
Well, I mean, it's a special run that he's on. With that outing right there, he's the first Cardinal pitcher to allow 2 or fewer runs in a span of 6 starts or more since Chris Carpenter did that. That was back in 2005 when he won the Cy Young. I mean, that's a really nice run that Kyle's on.
So Gastelum will face the lower third in the 7th inning. Marte has a 3-1 count. Noel V drives that one to center. Fermin backpedals. 1 out. So both Abbott and Leahy on oppressively difficult conditions have pitched really, really well today.
Yeah, they had themselves some good days. Andrew Abbott worked around some walks, 4 of them in that ball game. We did tell you, though, he was going to nibble a little bit, try to get the Cardinals to expand. Overall, fantastic job by 2 starters on what is a difficult day to pitch, difficult day to sit and watch in the stands. It is a hot one.
Popped up toward right on the first pitch. There's your second out. Well, we've talked about it a lot. We've talked about the word runway, opportunity, whatever word you want to use. I think the growth of guys like Kyle Leahy is so important for the Cardinals' future, and the presence not so shabby either.
And the patience that goes into it. I mean, it was probably about a month and a half ago where Kyle was going through some tough times, and he was trying to figure stuff out on the fly, and the numbers didn't look great. And I'm sure that many on the outside are looking to say, well, why don't you throw somebody else in there? What about Dobbins? What about whatever? Which, by the way, I'm excited to see Dobbins. I love that he is here, and a lot of guys are knocking on the door, but you have to give guys chances to be able to make adjustments, to prove that they can do it at this level, to learn different things along the way. That's exactly what they did a year ago with Matthew Liberatore. They're doing it here this year with Kyle Leahy.
Clint Hurdle has said famously when he was the skipper in Colorado, It takes courage to have patience, especially in the world we live in now. We all want the instant gratification and the sugar rush that comes with an immediate change or move. That's not how this game works. It's a really hard game. It's really hard to say to a proud fan base, look, this is where we are, this is how we're going to do it, and say we're not going to take shortcuts and then back that up when the temptation is probably to do just that.
No question. No question. And that is, it's part of it is you're got your front office thinking through everything, trying to see how to best piece everything together for 2026, 7, 8, 9, and beyond.
A 2-out walk to Ke'Bryan Hayes means you got to face Elly De La Cruz, who has lined out, struck out looking, and homered. Trade deadline coming up fast. There was a big trade last night that caught me by surprise. I beg your pardon. The Red Sox traded Connolly early to the Nationals for Curtis Mead. That one off the umpire's mask. He's all right. We saw Connolly early pitch really well for the Red Sox here.
Seemed like a high price to pay.
Curtis Mead, a 17-homer man for Washington, so that should help improve the Boston offense. Early injured right now, but a nice pickup for the Nationals. There's the calling card for Gastelum, 0-2.
So what does Gasty go back with? Does he run a fastball upstairs, go back to his bread and butter? If he goes to change up, be under. Did miss under the zone. I think you do it again. Just started over the middle of the plate, but down.
One ball, 2 strikes. Tie game, 2-2 in the 7th. Swing and a miss. He powers up and strikes out Elly De La Cruz. 7th inning stretch in St. Louis. It's game 3.
Pre-owned Corollas.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by your quality Ford dealers. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks. For 48 years, buy Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on your purchase. Terms apply. And buy Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Let's crack open a Budweiser after a Cardinal winner. We're in the home 7th. New pitcher out there for Cincinnati. It'll be right-hander Pierce Johnson. And this is where you want to be if you're facing the Reds. Get into that relief corps, which Brad has been pummeled for most of this season.
Yeah, look, the bullpen has had a lot of struggles. Free passes, most walks in all of baseball out of the bullpen for Cincinnati. So not a recipe for success. And Lars Nootbaar is going to get the nod here with the left-handed bat.
He takes over for Nelson Velasquez. And Nootbaar kicks off our Honda home run inning. Your Gateway Honda dealers will donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation if somebody can break this tie with a long ball. Ivan Herrera has a solo shot for St. Louis, one of our 3 hits.
A big miss right there. You had mentioned earlier about the grip on a day like today. Is it the sweat as Johnson goes to the rosin bag? That curveball is his #1 pitch, uses it more than anything. Curveball, fastball from Johnson. So if you don't have a grip, that's going to be a tough day.
Pierce had a rough outing last time out. Got 1 out in Seattle. 4 runs on 4 hits through 16 pitches. On Monday, drop that one in to get things even, 2-2. Nootbaar came out of the game last night. He was dehydrated and lightheaded, but good to go today. Full count. Blaze Jordan, Pedro Pajes, your next scheduled hitters. And Nootbaar takes ball 4. So right on cue, Brad, you talk about walks. Go ahead, run aboard with nobody out. That's the 5th free pass the Cardinals offense has earned today.
Well, walks in general will end up killing you, especially late in the ball game, and the leadoff variety. Boy, you like to see that for the Cardinals. Nice way to get it started. Let's see what Blaze Jordan has in store.
He's walked and lined into a double play. Backed away from that one. 1 ball, no strikes. A lot of arm side misses for Pierce Johnson. Swing, fly ball, well hit center. Myers shielding his eyes. He's got it up against the wall. Jordan with a rocket. That might have been a home run in Cincinnati, but not here in St. Louis. Hard hit ball, 1 out.
Yeah, Blaze put a charge into it. I wasn't sure that Myers had a beat on it initially, but shields the sun well, able to track it down just before the National Car Rental sign.
Nice running catch by Dane Myers. Brian Torres will grab a bat. The Cardinals will take the left-handed platoon option here. They'll take down Pedro Pajes, who was 0 for 1. Torres 2 for 8 off the bench for St. Louis, a homer and 3 RBIs. Reds want to talk things over here, and while they do, we'll take a quick break and enjoy a quick word from BJC Healthcare. So it's Torres in the 7th, 1 on, 1 out. Facing the pride of Missouri State, Pierce Johnson, who was originally drafted in the 1st round by the Cubs. Up and away again, 1 ball, no strikes. Cubs, Giants, Japan with the Hanshin Tigers, then the Padres, Rockies, Braves, and now the Reds for Pierce Johnson.
Well traveled right there, definitely earned it. The 35-year-old been through a lot.
One ball, 1 strike. J.J. Weatherholt waits next. Nobody up in the Reds' pen. That just missed. So Torres in command of the count. Very short lead at first for Nootbaar. And laced off to the left. Weatherholt would love to hit with a couple of birds on base. The payoff pitch won't be made. Nootbaar takes off, shot towards second. That'll keep us out of the double play. And Nootbaar in scoring position for Weatherholt, who's 0 for 3. But now there are 2 outs. So the Bet365 betting odds update. There are your numbers for JJ to pick up hit number 100. This would be a perfect time for it.
Be a great time for it. JJ gets to get himself a right-hander instead. A couple of tough at-bats against the lefty Abbott.
He's got the whole left side of the infield to play with and roll over the top of that. Hit it the other way, JJ. They give you the left center field gap. Easier said than done. Hard hit toward first. Lowe's got it, and he goes to the bag, and St. Louis can't cash in a leadoff walk. We head to the 8th, still tied.
Welcome back, top 8. We're tied 2-2 apiece between the Cardinals and the Reds. Kyle Leahy, how about another great start from him? And Ivan Herrera with the power surge. It's a good one. It's a great Sunday afternoon. Ryan Stanek, the birthday boy, is coming in. Chip, we'll see if he can keep it right here, and the Cards can finish off the day with a win.
Great idea, Danny. He's got the 2-3-4 batters coming up for the Reds, and ought to be 35 again. That's Ryan Stanek's age today, so happy birthday to him. Hope he has a successful 8th inning.
Yeah, pick up a W on your birthday. Why not? A little 1-2-3 inning right here would be nice.
Edwin Arroyo took over after Spencer Steer left with injury. Steer swung the bat, and with 2 strikes had to leave the game. Arroyo lined out to short in his lone trip in the 5th inning. On the ground, Burley's got it. Stanek breaks to the bag. Perfect coordination, 1 out. So Stanek, 1 of 3 changes defensively for St. Louis. Rhino, the second reliever. Jimmy Crooks is behind the plate, so a new battery for St. Louis, and Lars Nootbaar stays in the game to play left. Tarps off, guys, singing happy birthday.
They don't miss anything over there. This is a well-educated group out there, and I don't care if the whole area is filled or it's just a front couple of rows. Tarps off. They put in the work.
Squibbed back toward the mound. And Mason Wynn handles the tricky hop. Did you see what Stanek tried to do? Thought about the backhanded swipe and then realized, hey, I got a Gold Glover playing behind me. Smart move. And 2 men are out. Break out your beads, Brad. Head to Busch Stadium for Halfway to Mardi Gras. That's Brad's favorite promo of the year. It's Friday, August the 7th. Fans with a theme ticket take home an exclusive Cardinals Mardi Gras sweatshirt. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/theme.
Beads are always ready. Here for the party, okay? Ready to party today in the heat. Hopefully with a late victory for the Redbirds. Pretty good pitch right there.
I'm going to have to patrol Soulard, where I spend the summers, and see if I can find some beads for you for Halfway to Mardi Gras night.
I know how to get some. We'll figure it out.
Great Mardi Gras party every year, just a mile or so south of the ballpark. It was a rainy Mardi Gras this spring.
I'm assuming you've never had a chance to partake in the Mardi Gras down there.
Yeah, it's during spring training, so we're down in Jupiter. As that one cut on and missed, after the celebratory spectacle of the weekend, you find beads, all kinds of stuff on windowsills all around the area of Soulard after the big party.
Oh, I can only imagine.
As Stanek readies a 3-2, and it's rolled to the left side. Blaze has it, and his throw right on the money. Happy birthday, Ryan Stanek. Let's see if the heart of the order can beat up on the Reds. Jordan Walker, Ivan Herrera, Alec Burleson were tied at 2-2 at Busch Stadium.
Hey, Kevin, let's show him how.
All right, let's get a lead and finish this one off in the top of the 9th inning. Right guys are up, partner, do that. Walker, Herrera, and Burleson, but won't be easy. TJ Antone has been one of the best relievers for Cincinnati this year, and he's back again. 3 Tommy John surgeries for this man.
Yeah, really impressive. The comeback story of Antone and the way that he goes about it. He uses the secondary stuff, sweeper, cutter, curveball the most. He throws a mid to upper 90s fastball, but uses it very sparingly.
Jordan Walker is 0 for 3. If we take the lead, George Soriano is playing catch. More on that after the 1-0 pitch, which is golfed foul at third. I would imagine you really have to pace yourself in a spot like this, not knowing if you're going to come in. And as hot and uncomfortable as it is for a relief pitcher, you don't want to waste all your bullets just getting loose.
No, it's a really good point, and these guys know, and obviously your bullpen coaches do a very good job of monitoring what you're doing, but you get a couple of throws in, you feel like you're good. The warm-up pitches you'll get on the mound will be plenty to fine-tune a couple of things. You do not want to waste, it's not even the pitches, just exerting the overall effort.
One ball, 2 strikes for Walker. After a 10-hit game last night, Cardinals have 3 hits today. The pitch, way outside. It's 2-2. Jordan Walker, 114 hits this season. Outfield very deep, as you'd expect for him. And out of play. Brian Hayes hugging the line at third. Antone got away with a hanger there and lived to tell the tale. Infielders for Cincinnati have their heels up against the cut of the grass at short and second. The pitch. Tipped and caught. Walker down on strikes for the first time. 1 man down.
Well, we're seeing more of that against Jordan Walker as of late in counts, running the fastball, the sinker that time from Antone up and in. That does get the swing and miss. First couple of at-bats, that's how they ended. Sinkers in, weak pop-ups.
So Ivan Herrera, he's our home run man today. Back-to-back games with an extra base hit for Ivan. He has also struck out and hit into a double play today. That's hit a long way down the right field line near the pole and foul. 0-2.
I know that's foul. That's a good sign, though. Cutter on the outer half that he stays on that well. Drives the ball to the right side.
Antone ready, the 0-2. Line right to Ellie De La Cruz. 2 men are out. And Alec Burleson is next. That young fan came away with a souvenir.
I like that approach right there. Foul ball, they got it right. The fans in front of the young child and his dad, they got it, took a selfie, and then gave it to the kid. Nice way to do it. Good work by that group.
How about a Burley bomb? Tried to there, almost timed it perfectly. Antone got away with that. Base is empty for Alec Burleson. Base is empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No, that scatters everybody in the Cardinals dugout. That one almost got Jose Fermin, who's standing on the steps. Off the railing. That's a Ollie Marble. The pitch to first and off the glove of Lowe. That ball scorched. And the inning continues. Burleson, a multi-hit game. He's now got hits in 20 of his last 54 trips to the plate.
Well, Jim, this is another one. Digs it out of the ground. We talk about the ability that Alec Burleson hits to hit some of the toughest of pitches. This one is way down under the zone. Still figures out a way to hit it hard and then eats him up over at first base.
Mason hit it hard, but right to Marte and right his last time. Man, if he could split the gap and hit it to the Phillips 66 sign in right center field, things would get loud and interesting. Mason's reached twice today, a single and a walk. Brock Burke is getting loose in the Cincy pen. The 1-1. Both teams have left 5 men on base today. The Reds have walked 5 Cardinals. St. Louis hasn't yet plated one of those runs. Smacked into center. Mason Wynn's got a multi-hit game. So now the winning run in scoring position. 2 outs. Can the Cardinals string together a 3rd hit in the inning?
Well, after buckling him 2 pitches ago on a sweeper in the zone, this one stays up, and I love the up-the-middle approach today from Mason Wynn. I mean, this looks like he's up there really thinking about using the big part of the field, and it's paid off.
Fermin has an RBI, a 2nd inning sac fly. Again, a .346 career hitter against the Reds. A chance to break their hearts here. Ton of room in left center for Fermin. Blade moving to his left, in left. And he got a sweeper for a strike. Marte very shallow in right. I mean real shallow. And about 40 feet from the right field foul line. Reds are going to challenge this call. This is a big one. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Will it be a strike? If it will, it's 0-2, and it is. Look how close that was.
The pitch was a strike. Cincinnati has 1 remaining.
Good job to fight that off.
Just give yourself another chance. That's all you're looking for with that one. You know that TJ Antone really likes to lean on that sweeper, especially with 2 strikes. Now he has shown the ability to run the sinker up.
Fermin asked for time and got it. Remember, on the road trip, he asked for time, didn't get it, and picked up a hit. Now he's ready. So's Antone. 2 strikes, 2 on. Got to tip my cap to Gabe Morales, the home plate umpire. He has not had many challenges today, and he's the guy working hardest with all the gear and all the ball strike calls today.
This umpiring crew, they got nowhere to go.
No.
It is relentless heat all day long. They've done a nice job. Minus a check swing.
But it all worked out. 1-2 pitch. Oh, what a defensive swing. Fermin was fooled. He thought there might be catcher's interference here. And I think it's going to be. Are the Cardinals going to ask for it here? There was no call at the plate. Look at this. Very clearly he hit the glove. And Fermin's on his way to first. The Cardinals are going to challenge.
The St. Louis Cardinals are challenging the catcher's interference. On the field was no catcher's interference.
There was no catcher's interference called, but the Cardinals saw that replay, as did we, and it should be bases loaded with 2 outs.
Well, when you see the replay, it's going to be clear as day that this is definitely catcher's interference on this one. It was a late emergency hack, but he gets a whole glove full of Trevino behind the plate.
After review, the call is overturned. It was catcher's interference. Batter runner goes to first.
So an emergency hack and an error loads the bases. Burke is ready for Cincinnati. Terry Francona is going to come on. Lars Nootbaar is the next hitter for St. Louis. Again, the Redbirds have a golden opportunity, but it's lefty-lefty for the moment in a tie game at home in the 8th inning. Well, there's Brock Burke. He inherits a mess. Game tied 2-2, and no place to put the always patient Lars Nootbaar. It is, however, Brad, a lefty-lefty matchup as Burke, the third red, to answer a Chevy call to the pen.
Yeah, the Cardinals don't have any right-handers available on the bench to attack and counter this one. Nootbaar 4 for 25 against left-handers so far this season. But you know Newt, man, he's got that sneaky pop. You leave something up in the zone, he's going to be ready for it.
Burke a perfect inning earlier in this series and gets ahead with a quick strike. Newt looking for his 5th career 2-out bases loaded hit. We'll take a walk anyway to get Burley home here and break the tie. Now it's 0-2. He tried to yank that into the St. Louis bullpen. They give Nootbaar the entire left side of the infield. He's got to protect with 2 strikes. And just off the plate. That was set up well by Burke. Nootbaar and the Cardinals still alive. Lifted toward left. Bleday is over. And at the line, he's got it. The Cardinals leave him loaded with 2 outs in the 8th inning. Missed opportunity is the story for the Redbird offense in Game 3. And we're tied 2-2. Well, the growth of Kyle Leahy continues to be a big storyline for the Cardinals. He was awesome and is Budweiser player of the game.
Yeah, what a big day for Kyle on a tough day to pitch. Gives you 6 strong, over 100 pitches in this ball game. Strikes at a career high 9. The big key, got ahead, 75% first pitch strike for Kyle Leahy in this ball game, and a ton of swing and miss, specifically with the sweeper. That thing had some big time movement on it, got a lot of swing and miss, and gave you a chance.
So it's George Soriano to come on and pitch. First pitch is lifted to left. And Lowe's retired. Soriano gets out number 1 in the top of the 9th inning. He follows Gastelum and Stanek with a Chevy call to the pen.
Well, Soriano has been very good. You feel comfortable with him in this spot. If you're wondering why you're not seeing a closer out, generally, you know, a tied game at home in the 9th inning, that would be the closer's job. Our understanding, Riley O'Brien might be a little under the weather today, so might not have him as an option. We'll see if this thing goes a little bit further, but Ollie digging into his bullpen and hoping another guy steps up for him.
Dane Myers made a terrific catch in center. That took away a run. He's 1 for 3 on the day at the plate and has that one buzz the tower. 1 ball, no strikes. Reds have out hit us 6-5. They've made both errors in the game. St. Louis has left 8 on base. The Redlegs have stranded 5. In case you forgot, the 2027 schedule, the preliminary schedule is out. These 2 clubs will meet on opening day in Cincinnati, March 24th. Earliest opening day, I believe, in baseball history. I don't think I've ever seen an opening day in Cincinnati.
So festival, right?
Correct.
I've never been there either. I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah, big parade downtown by Fountain Square, traditionally speaking. So that'll be a whole lot of fun, assuming we start on time, and we're hopeful that'll be the case. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Don't want to walk Myers. Make them earn their way on. In the bottom of the 9th inning, Blaze Jordan will start for St. Louis. Outfield very deep as that one stays high. Full count. All 3 Cardinals outfielders deep. Fermin deeper than deep in center. And a big pitch. Up and out of play to the right. Hey, great grab. That kid's from Olivet. Where it is Fred Bird hat.
Well, a good snag right there.
And foul back again. 3-2. Cardinals have not yet announced their rotation for the Cubs series. We'll see David Peterson here tomorrow night. And that one strike 3 called. He dropped in a sweeper. Boy, that gyro slider, it had funky movement and it fooled Myers, and there's the second out.
Well, the confidence and the ability to throw this tight game perfect right at the bottom of the zone. The sweeper does drop in. Needed that. He was on a couple of pitches, fouled off a couple of tough ones, but couldn't pull the trigger there.
Somewhat apropos that on a day we celebrate Christmas in July, that a man named Noel V is opposing us. He's 1 for 3.
I didn't see Santa here today.
No.
He was here a couple of days ago, sitting in the green seats. Shocker. Been a good boy, I guess.
Swing and a miss. This would be a Santa in Australia day. There you go.
Getting closer.
I don't know how Santa does it. He surfs in the southern hemisphere and then has to bundle up and wear all the warm clothes to get to North America and Europe. It's amazing how he could do that. On the ground, JJ backhand, long throw, and no chance to get Marte. That one perfectly placed. No chance for Mason to get to it. And a 2-out infield single for Marte. Christmas comes early for him. He's got 2 hits.
Well, not much you can do about that if you're Soriano, right? This is a pitch. It was 98 miles an hour. It was away. It was off the plate. You got a ground ball. Unfortunately, hitting a perfect spot. Go get yourself another one.
And Tyler Stevenson's going to grab a bat. Trevino will be taken down after an 0 for 3 day. Stevenson will pinch hit in the 9th inning with a man aboard and 2 outs. Stevenson a couple of hits in game 1 of the series. Three solo homers hit today, 1 by the Cardinals, 2 by the Reds. It is a battle of the bullpens for the series victory. Both pens have done pretty good work today. Stevenson played to pull on the infield. Pitch. Now Soriano a strike away. Good changeup. Soriano ready for his 16th pitch. Swing and a miss. Righty changeup. That has been such an effective pitch for this Cardinals staff. Chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th inning. It's a 2-2 game.
There's a certain
entertaining game. Game 3, partner. We're tied 2-2 after 8.5.
Well, go get it, right? I know it's been a hot day. I know it's been difficult, but got to figure out somehow, some way to get it going here late. A walk-off winner would be nice. Not a bad place to be taking in the game. Lounging at the pool across the way over at One Cardinal Way. Give them something to celebrate about. I want to see cannonballs in a minute.
Well, we might. Blaze Jordan hit the ball hard to center in the 7th inning. He's also walked today. 8-9-1 for St. Louis. Burke back out there. And why is he back out there? The Cardinals have nothing but lefties left on their bench. After Blaze Jordan, you've got Jimmy Crooks, then J.J. Weatherholt, then Jordan Walker. Driven down the line, curling into the seats, foul. And Blaze quickly in an 0-2 hole. Emilio Pagan was up and throwing a moment ago for the Reds. He's just standing on the mound now. As we said, it might take just 2 or 3 pitches to get loose today. Little chopper hit toward first. And Burke fools Blaze. Might have scared him with that grunt as he delivered the pitch. It scared me. There's your first out in the 9th.
That's the one. You got to let him know it's coming and then pull a string on him every once in a while. He went with the 4-seam fastball, though. That grunt was still meant 96 for him.
So here's Crooks. A little flare down the left field line. That is going to be off the netting foul. No balls and a strike. It's been a while since the Cardinals have had a walk-off winner. That would be a nice way to win the series. Cardinals are 5-2 this year against the Reds. Nothing has come easy for them offensively in games 1 and 3, however, against Cincinnati.
It's like Wimbledon. Yeah. Yeah.
No balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty for Crooks. Swing and a miss. Crooks is down on strikes. And now it's up to Weatherholt if we are to keep the inning alive here in the 9th. JJ's been pull happy. He's 6 for his last 40 at the plate. And 0 for 9 in this series. But he's 1 swing away from fixing that. And a smart pitch from Burke. Away, 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 but that's a dangerous place to pitch Weatherholt. When he's right, he's got that, as they call it, backside power to hit it a long way the other way.
Well, we've seen that a lot with JJ also, man. He has got plenty of pop to go left field, left center with authority. Doubles home runs power that way. You see pulling out, pulling off towards that right side.
If this game gets to the 10th, The Reds will have the free base runner Stevenson, then 9, 1, and 2 coming up. And that's exactly what we're going to have. Wow, Burke impressive. He's got a very happy line. 2 strikeouts in an inning and a third scoreless. And we've got extra inning baseball at Busch Stadium.
I'm a 200-year-old.
Well, partner, what's the old saying? We'll stick around all day for a Cardinals win. It'll take extra innings for us to take 2 out of 3 from the Reds here at the crown jewel of the National League. Matt Swanson is on to pitch. He's the next to answer a Chevy call to the bullpen.
Well, in a battle of the bullpens, we've talked about it. This is one where the Reds have had their struggles throughout the season. A great opportunity here for Matt Swanson in a tied game to give it back to the Cardinals offense. Another opportunity to walk it off. Tyler Stevenson, he's going to be your automatic runner here in the 10th inning.
Cardinals are 7-3 in extra innings. The Reds are 6-4. We've said this a lot. When you're the visiting team, you almost feel like you have to score at least 2 runs to have a reasonable chance of winning the game.
Yeah, very rarely do you see that sacrifice bunt early to play for 1. It's not a wise move.
Won't matter. That one sweeps away and Crooks can't catch it. So a very wild pitch puts the go-ahead run 90 feet away with nobody out. Got to catch that one.
This is where you're going to need some of that swing and miss. Fell behind. Did yank this sweeper. It's over in the other batter's box. Still want to figure out a way to knock that thing down.
So Hayes will be taken down. This is Sal Stewart. He's in Rookie of the Year competition with J.J. Weatherholt and others. Stewart 21 homers. Looking for RBI 76. Ball 3. Brian Hayes did his damage early in the game with a homer and a couple of good plays at third base. Infield in with nobody out. Bo Stewart almost picked off the bat boy.
Well, got the head out, that's for sure. This one just comes tumbling out of the hands. Nice work right there on the hop. Brings him his bat back. Somebody brings him some new pants.
3-2. Line drive right field and a base hit. So Stewart does drive home that go-ahead run for the Reds. It's an unearned run, but it counts nonetheless, and Cincinnati has a 3-2 lead. So job here for Swanson. Top of the order, start anew, and keep it a 1-run game.
That's all you can do, right? Fastball right down the middle. Easy stroke. 97. Goes the other direction.
Tough man to double up, De La Cruz. The Cardinals have struck him out in his last 2 trips to the plate. Ellie hit an opposite field home run with 1 out in the top of the 3rd. Base hit to right. So back-to-back hits, and now it's set up. De La Cruz 2 knocks, 2 aboard, nobody out. Swanson trying everything he can to stay dry. He allowed 4 runs in his last outing. He's in big trouble here in the 10th. Edwin Arroyo, the batter. Let's see if he's bunting. He is. And almost got clipped.
Well, Burley is definitely right there on him. I mean, he's creeping in very close, crashing from first base. Anything bunted up the middle towards the third base side is going to be Swanson. Anything down the line is going to be Blaze Jordan's responsibility. A little inside move, check on the runner.
Arroyo has one sacrifice bunt this year. One ball, no strikes. Got it down, and it's perfect. Close play at first, but the sacrifice has him second and third, one out. And now J.J. Bleday, the key man in the inning for Cincinnati. If ever Swanson needed a strikeout or an atom ball, this would be the time. You could walk him, but looks like Ali is going to go lefty-lefty here. He has Justin Brule warming up, and Brule number 47 is ready to rock and roll. He'll come on and try to get Bleday lefty versus lefty. Cincinnati leads it 3-2. Runners second and third, and one out.
I'm a 200-year-old.
Next reliever out there for the Cardinals, the fifth of the day for Oliver Marmol. It's Justin Brule to answer the Chevy call to the bullpen. He's going to go lefty-lefty with J.J. Bleday. Second and third for Cincinnati, one out, and the Reds have a one-run lead. Key spot here, number one, you got a base open, but number two, first batter faced. Brule has retired 26 of 44 first batters this year. And has had 3 scoreless outings in his last 5 pitched. He last pitched in the makeup game against the Diamondbacks. So quickly ahead is he to J.J. Bleday. No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, you like that pitch right there, the sweeper. Trying to stay away, going to make him beat you the other direction. I think if you're throwing him a fastball, it's going to be for effect. It's going to be in, off the plate, in, up, to go right back outside. Bleday, 222 against the lefties. 5 of his 17 home runs have come against the lefties.
Boy, a strikeout here would be awesome. The pitch, squibbed foul. And the Cardinals without Riley O'Brien. Brule, the only lefty in the bullpen. Next up after Bleday is Eugenio Suarez, and he's a sub-200 hitter against lefties. See how it all works out. Again, a 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Got it. So everybody can take a deep breath now. Back up to normal depth. 2 outs.
Well, he does get the swing and miss. It's on the sweeper down. A great pitch, and now the Cardinals make the decision. Intentionally walking Eugenio Suarez makes all the sense in the world. Sets up your left on left here with Nathaniel Lowe,
who entered play today 1 for 18 lefty versus lefty. He does, however, have 2 hits in the game. Bases loaded, 1-run lead. He's gotten ahead twice. That's encouraging. 0-1 the count. No matter what happens, the Cardinals will have the top of their order coming up. They'll have Weatherholt, Walker, Herrera, and Burleson. JJ will be the runner at second base. There's Stewart, De La Cruz, and Suarez at first. Lifted softly to left. It's going to drop. 2 runs are going to score. So Lowe's second hit against a lefty is a soft fly ball to left. And Cincinnati takes a 5-2 lead.
Well, Brule tried to run the sinker in, did run the sinker in effectively to Lowe. Unfortunately, just somehow muscles this thing in, flips it into left, right in front of Newt.
So Cincinnati does score more than one. They've got 3 in the 10th inning. And first and second for Dane Myers. Well, that's a shame. Wasn't hard hit, but didn't have to be. And Lowe with a big hit to cap a 3-hit day. Now the Cardinals really have their work cut out for them in the bottom of the 10th. Pagan continues to play catch. So 3 runs charged to Swanson here, 2 of them earned. Busch Stadium awfully quiet as this one hit high in the air to right. Walker retreats to the warning track and up against the wall. Makes that grab. Cincinnati with Terry Francona at the helm plates 3 in the 10th, but the Cardinals have one last shot here in game 3. It's been an eventful trip to St. Louis for that young man. That's Julian Garcia, who earned his first career win at Busch Stadium on Friday. He's the 19th different Reds hurler with a victory this season. Here, though, Brad, he's got a chance to save it. He's got a 3-run lead.
Yeah, the 31-year-old rookie comes into a huge spot, looking for his first save ever. J.J. Weatherholt is the automatic runner here for the Cardinals in the 10th inning. Garcia not overpowering with velocity, but his sweeper has got a ton of movement. That's where he's racking up a lot of his strikeouts on that pitch. Good chance that Jordan's going to see a bunch of those.
Well, let's string some hits together. Let me rephrase that. Let's string together some hits ourselves in the 10th inning. 3 to tie, 4 to win. Cardinals runs came in the 2nd and 3rd inning today. And Walker rung up. Anything close is going to be a strike. 0-2. Jordan 0 for 4 in the game. And he'll take his 2-strike timeout. All the talk of the Reds bullpen issues, and they've had plenty of them. Their relief corps has been excellent today. They've given up just 2 hits. In game 3 action. On the ground, deep short. De La Cruz has it. He's got a cannon. Throw to first is in time. And Walker with an awkward lunge at first base is rung up. Boy, he's lucky he didn't get hurt.
Well, that's a heck of a play right there by Ellie De La Cruz. First of all, just getting to it, ranging there. 1 step throw and a nice pick on the backside by Nathaniel Lowe.
So 1 out. Herrera next. Yeah, the Cincinnati bullpen, by my count in this series, Brad, it's not giving up a run. Is that correct?
I trust your math. You know that. And I think if you say anything with enough conviction, Chip, then it's going to be believable. Yes. Go ahead, say it again.
7 runs against Green yesterday in 5 1/3 innings. The bullpen scoreless the rest of the way. Cardinals got 2 runs off Rhett Lauder in the opener in 5 innings. So 4 scoreless frames in the first game. And nothing across against their relievers from the 7th inning on today.
Well, they're not following the script, that's for sure.
Need a base runner. Herrera ahead in the count.
Wants that one again. Sweeper hung right down the middle, just fouled back.
Cubs are here tomorrow night. We've got 2 outs left. We're down 3 runs. After Herrera, you've got Burley. We've been out hit 10-5 today. There's a base hit. Weatherholt's going to take third, and the Cardinals, as they so often do, have a chance. Tying run to the plate. Burleson's had a big day today with 2 hits. A bomb here would tie it up.
Pretty good guy to have up. It is the sweeper again. This one leaks over to the middle of the plate, just out of the reach of Ellie De La Cruz, who made a fantastic play on Jordan Walker to start this frame.
Keep the line moving. Burleson a double and a run in the second. He singled in the 8th. That was off stride there. No balls and a strike. Sam Malls grabbed the bat. He's getting ready in case the lineup card gets down to Lars Nootbaar. We hope it does. And in a blink of an eye, it's 0-2. You're right, this guy by today's standards doesn't throw hard, but he has most of these Cardinals hitters off stride.
Well, he comes up. That sweeper has been his best pitch. Obviously, you lean on it. You lean on it heavily, but like we've talked about before, the more you throw it, the more guys see it. Sees that one down. Stubby clap just out of the way of it.
Once again, thanks to our awesome Cardinals TV camera crew at Busch Stadium. Heat index 119, 120 degrees, and they have given us great pictures of Game 3 today. Hope they'll hydrate after the game like we will and get ready for the Cubs tomorrow. Weather's supposed to be hot and sticky again for all 4 games remaining on the homestand. Good battle here with Burleson. The pitch. Change the eye level. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, let's be honest, we were due for some of these hot days.
Yeah.
Just a couple of days ago, it was like a high in the 70s. Well, both these teams have battled through the elements in this one. Hopefully the Cardinals got more fight in them here.
Line into left. That's going to score a run. Burleson with 3 hits. We've got a 2-run game, and now the winning run comes to the plate. RBI 71 for Burleson.
This team continues to make it interesting, continues to fight late. Find themselves in a hole and are punching right back.
Nathan Church will run for Burleson if Mason Wynn splits a gap. Like his foot speed to tie the game. Mason's had a good day at the plate. 2 singles, a walk, and a bullet that he hit to right. His approach, big part of the field. And the big part of the field for him here is left center and down the left field line.
I think the big key for Mason Wynn right here, who is having a really good day, to your point, stick with the same approach that you've been using. Stay up the middle, keep the line moving. Don't have to be the hero here with 1 swing.
Didn't mean to, and strike 2. Well, Burley got to 2 strikes and was able to fight and dump a single into left. Mason 11 for his last 26 with runners in scoring position. Not to be here. He pulled off that. And the Cardinals have 1 out left. It's going to be Fermin to try to keep the game alive.
Gosh, I want to see him wear that shirt tomorrow. Really bad. The Ferminator.
Yeah.
He breaks it out the day after he hits a home run. That would be a good time.
He's the winning run. We've got 1 out left. 5-3 Cincinnati. Garcia tried to have an unforgettable weekend series at Busch Stadium. A win on Friday. He's an out away from a save. looked up, but caught the inside corner, and the Cardinals have 1 strike left. Two on, 2 out, 2 strikes for Jose Fermin. Swing, fly ball, hit in the air toward left. Blade and Myers converge. It's Blade with a last-minute stab. And in extra innings, the Cincinnati Reds take 2 out of 3. They beat the Cardinals Sunday, 5-3 final.
Yeah, disappointing one. Here was a well-pitched game by Kyle Leahy. He ended up going 6 strong, a career-high 9 strikeouts, but it wasn't enough for the Cardinals here today. A hot one. It's going to be a hot one all week, but the Cubbies coming to town. Chip, time to rest up, hydrate, and get ready for a fun series.
Yeah, get that offense going. 3 lefties in the 4 games coming up will oppose the Cardinals batsmen. Today, Terry Francona and the Reds head out of town with a series victory at Busch Stadium. Our coverage against the Cubbies begins at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Ollie Marble will let us know what his pitching plans are on the post-game show. Ricky Horton and Danny Wexelman will have that for you as we'll wrap up this series and preview the Cubs who come to town tomorrow. Brad Thompson, Jim Hayes, Chip Carey, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night at Busch.
When you give